A warning, this podcast contains content some listeners may find confronting or distressing. Listener discretion is advised.
9 podcasts.
I remember asking what's his name, and he said Dean. I remember seeing a knife on a little table. On the fridge there was a blood splatter. And I'm thinking, who else is here? Who else may have done this? It's just really dark. Everything seemed really dark. Who knows who else was in that house?
You really had no idea what you were walking into.
Oh, absolutely none.
Okay, I can see it, yes. You're not stabbed or nothing? Is anyone else in the house?
Dean, can you give the phone to the police?
Please! What's your name, ma'am?
Candice.
Candice, okay, Candice. The ambulance will be in a minute, okay?
Promise?
Yeah, there's just other people a little bit more hurt than you. I think I know you, don't I, Dean?
For small-town coppers, what they were confronted with at Alva Beach is something they'd never seen before, and for most of them, they never will again. From the moment police arrived at Dean Webber's house, nothing was making sense. Not the scene, and not the people who were still alive. Dean was distraught, Candice was hysterical, and Louis, he was far from helpful. We ended episode 1 with the moment Dean stabbed Tom, Davy and Corey Christensen.
And turns out you do know them. I'm putting a job on and sending them up there. Thank you, guys.
Now, I'm going to take you through what happened in the minutes and hours after that. Every bit of the panic, confusion and frustration is captured on phone call and bodycam recordings, and they reveal why the Alva Beach investigation was flawed from the start. I'm Adam Hegarty, and this is episode 2 of Alva Beach, Death at the Door.
I need police right now. I'm just stabbed by a bloke in my house. Drop me.
Where are you?
Alva Beach.
Of all the evidence, this is easily the most harrowing audio from that night. It's 12:59 in the morning. Tom and Corey are dying outside in Dean's front yard. He's been pleading for paramedics and police, with Candice screaming on his kitchen floor for more than 30 minutes now.
Go ahead, Telstra.
Thank you. 141428.
Thank you. Police emergency. Where do you need police?
Covered in blood and with the knife still in his hand, he desperately calls 000 for a third time.
And that's at Alva. Okay, so you said you stabbed someone?
Oh, yes. They broke into my house. There's blood everywhere. I think I killed him. I was scared.
Okay, I want you to calm down, okay?
Incredibly, Dean doesn't even know how many people he's stabbed. At this point, he's still telling the operator it's just one person he fears he's killed. The reality, though, is in a chaotic few seconds, he's knifed and slashed both Tom and Corey, to the point they've run out and collapsed in the front yard dying. The autopsies of both Tom and Corey would later show, in these seconds they've suffered knife wounds across their body, on their heads, arms, legs and hands. The fatal blows were stab wounds through both their chests. Bystanders begin to stop, and as a frightened Dean spots the shadowy figures, he even starts to think it could be a bigger group out to get him. He's going to spend the next 20 minutes panicking and waiting still for help to finally get there.
Is he moving?
Yeah, but it's not going to kill me. I don't want to die.
Just stay calm, okay?
I don't know if I can stay calm.
You can. I want you to take some deep breaths. What's your name?
Dean.
Okay, Dean, I want you to take a deep breath.
I think I need to get ambulance as well, please.
Yeah, we'll get ambulance there. Okay. Do you know who these people are?
No. Candice, do you know who they are?
So 3 males broke in?
Yeah, I've got an injured lady with me. They physically assaulted her, and now they just assaulted me. And
do you know who they are?
No, I do not know who they are. Ambulance should be on their way already. We've called 3 times. This is not funny anymore. Like, this is not a joke. Please send someone.
So you spoke to QAS previously, did you?
Yes, twice, 3 times. I've had the officer at Air Police Station. He said if anything changed, call 000, and he'd come immediately because he's held up.
Okay, but we've got police. We're going to get police out. We're going to need to call them out because they're not on duty, but we're calling them out and they will be coming. Lights and sirens. Okay.
Ambulance unit on its way already.
Yeah, ambulance will be on the way as well.
It's both annoying.
Okay. Okay, so where is the male now? Do you know where he is?
Yeah, I can see him out on the street there.
Okay, so he's not dead. He's moving.
No, he's not moving because he's very dead.
So is he whereabouts? Is he lying down?
Straight outside my house.
Okay, and the other 2 men are there?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay.
That's his blood. I can taste his blood.
You'll remember here, as I said at the end of last episode, he's waiting for paramedics that are just up the road. They're parked metres from his house and had been there for half an hour. They didn't want to rush in without the help of police, who only now are responding because of this call and the fact people are dying on the street. The alarm bells are pretty late, but they're finally ringing.
This isn't a joke. Get them here.
Yeah, we've got police coming, okay?
That is disgusting blood. I don't care if they're doing 210 down that freaking highway. We need help.
Yeah, well, ambulance is on the way, so,
Can you give us an estimated time arrival? That'd be really nice.
Well, no, because I'm not ambulance.
Oh, you police?
I'm police.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm not ambulance. I can't tell you an ETA for ambulance, but they will be on the way, okay?
If you're not already frustrated hearing that, how's this? We know one of the 2 men stabbed, Tom Davy, was still alive in the front yard. It's a case of if he looked up, he would have seen the ambulance doing nothing. Those paramedics had refused to go in without police because they were too frightened, considering what was being said on the 000 calls. And yet, officers at Air Police Station, tasked with responding, didn't think it was that urgent until it was far too late. And even then, they had to drive there from the air station. When they eventually did hit the road, they got to the scene 15 minutes after Dean's 3rd 000 plea. Much of that call is the operator trying to calm Dean down and reassure him that he and Candice are safe. No easy feat at this point.
Stay on the line with me. Can someone stay on the line?
Okay, I'll stay with you, okay?
Yes, thank you. I just
Okay.
really need someone right now.
Yeah, that's okay. I've actually got another operator talking to QAS as well, so there's...
You're not able to find out where the ambulance are?
No one's going. Okay. He won't go. He won't let you go. Yeah. Yeah. Look, we've got crews up. We're organising crews to come to you, okay? So we'll get them there as soon as we can. Okay? So, and what...
Am I going to go to jail for this? There's blood everywhere. Oh my God, my...
Look, we're getting someone to you, okay?
Oh man, I know I sound like a broken record, but I know someone's coming, but man, it's taking forever.
It does, and you know, it is going to feel like it's taking forever. But as I said, we didn't have anyone booked on at the moment, so we're getting them out, so they can't be too far away. They know how urgent it is. They know what's going on. So
they feel like I've just killed the bloke, most likely.
Yeah. Look, is the guy still lying outside?
Yeah, he's
not moving.
He can't move. I think I stabbed him in the heart.
Okay.
He grabbed me up.
I'm going to take you now to what's happening outside, where 2 men, not just one, are dying. As Corey Christensen is lying motionless metres from him, Tom Davy is doing everything he can to survive. He too called 000 and desperately sought help from a witness in a passing car. We know that because it's what that person would later describe to police, recorded here on an officer's body cam.
There's someone that's waving us down, covered in blood on that buckshot shit.
So you were down here on the beach?
And here we come down back to the beach. He was on the phone at 000.
Okay, so there was someone standing on that driveway there?
No, or him. He was the one waving down, and then we done U-bolt.
When he stopped, he witnessed Tom's final moments, and they're heartbreaking to consider. Think about it. It's entirely possible, in fact likely, Tom went to that house with the intention of helping Candice. We don't know what he was told that compelled him to get out of his car he was sleeping in and to go with Corey and Louie to Dean's house to get to her. Now, he's stumbled out onto a dark street in a strange place where he knows no one and spent his last seconds pleading for help from strangers.
Mark, he's on the phone at 000.
Okay. Yep.
And then he started... And
Okay.
then I took over the phone, got up on the back bed.
Okay.
That's what 000 told me to do.
Yeah, okay.
Put him on his side, and I put him on his side.
Okay.
Then he got real bad.
Yep. So this person here on the road in front of us was a person who waved you down? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And he had his phone there, and
Yep.
he was sort of half like...
Now, having heard all of that, and Dean's terrified pleas, this next bit, I suspect, will make your blood boil. I've touched on the delayed response from police and the fact that officers at Air Police Station didn't consider the job urgent, despite those panicked 000 calls. Now I'm going to tell you why. Detective Sergeant Gavin Neal, the man who would end up leading the investigation, decided another job was more important to do first. What on earth would be more pressing, you ask? Well, it wasn't anything life-threatening or even violent. It was effectively admin. He had a man in custody at Air Police Station, and he wanted to oppose his request for bail. So instead of getting to the paramedics waiting for police backup at the end of Dean Street, after Dean had called 000 saying his life was in danger, Gavin Neal instead took another officer to get that opposition to bail affidavit signed by a Justice of the Peace. It wasn't until Tom and Corey were dying that another officer called Detective Neal telling him to drop everything and get to Alva Beach. What an absolutely tragic stuff-up. As a senior member of that police station, can you explain to me why there was such a awful delay to getting there and helping those people?
You know, when I got into the police station, the first thing I said to Noel was, because I knew one of the detectives, Gavin, was working still, and he'd been on a really long shift.
This is Gavin Neal, so lead detective.
Yeah, Sergeant Gavin Neal. And Hayley, the first year. The first thing I said to Noel is, where's Gavin, where's Hayley?
This is former Acting Sergeant Justin Luke, who we met in episode 1. He was off duty that night, but after being called in to help, he'd end up being one of the first officers on scene.
I said, "What? Like, people have been stabbed. Like, where are they? Are they gone to the job?" And I was just horrified when Noel said they're out getting paperwork signed.
What kind of paperwork?
So there was someone in custody from a previous job, and I believe it was an objection to bail. So in order to be able to, I guess, transport them or send them to Townsville, this paperwork had to be done in order for that to happen.
This is at a point where Dean's called 000 distressed. Paramedics are waiting there for police to help them get to that house. And he went and got a bail app to deal with?
Look, I don't want to be critical of the police, but it doesn't sound very good. It's not like we didn't know, what was going on. We were reading the job card ourselves. We were actually reading, people have been stabbed. We didn't know if anyone had died or what the situation was, but we knew that people had been stabbed and potentially fighting for their lives. And someone's off getting paperwork signed.
We'll dig into that in later episodes, but for now, it's important information as we go back to that 000 call with Dean on the line waiting for them.
Okay, where is the knife you stabbed him with?
Oh, in my hand. I'm holding it as evidence.
Okay, what I want you to do,
You heard that right. This is 15 minutes into that third call. 15 minutes after Dean has stabbed Tom and Corey, he's been sitting there on the phone with the knife still in his hand.
I actually want you to put the knife down, okay?
Oh, yep. So please don't think I'm correct. Yep, that's okay.
Yep.
Yep. Okay, it's down on the table in the centre of the kitchen on a wooden table.
Okay.
Yep.
Police and paramedics are still not there, and Dean thinks more people could come in while Candice is still wailing on the kitchen floor.
Now, I've got police coming to you. They're coming from Air Station, okay? But they are coming lights and sirens, so they're coming as fast as they
Make
can.
sure he's got his gun loaded, because he's going to need it, I think. I'm too young to die, finish.
You're not going to die. You're not going to die, okay?
Oh, man, it feels like it.
Yeah, you're not, okay? Hey, tell Candice it's all going to be good, okay? It's all good. She's safe now, okay?
Dean's clearly in shock, while Candice, it's fair to say, has really no idea what's going on. As the gravity of what's just happened starts to dawn on both of them, they begin to justify what they've done.
I'm so sorry. My life is in danger.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
I was just protecting Candice and I.
Dean, you didn't do anything wrong.
Okay.
Dean protected me.
It's worth remembering here, Candice would later admit she can't say with any certainty whether she was pushed or fell off the buggy. At any rate, she's clearly convinced Dean here that she'd been attacked and was in serious danger. Yes, she was drunk. Yes, she's now remorseful. You'd suspect, though, that's a big reason as to why Dean armed himself.
Okay, Dean, it's okay.
It wasn't me. That's what it is. That's fucking time.
Honey, you look at
Okay.
Don't do that.
It wasn't their fault, Al.
Candice, if you don't see me again after this, I'm just glad I can help. Okay, I'm just glad I can help.
You'll help on you. You need to help me. And that will fucking stand. I'll fucking
And I think that's an ambulance pulling up now.
That's an ambulance pulling up now? Okay, all good. Okay. Now, are you right for me to go?
I'd like it. I don't know.
Okay, look, I'll stay with you for a moment, okay?
Get some extra a police person physically talking to me, then I'll feel safe. I'll feel safe to hang up.
Okay.
Is that understood?
Yeah, look, fine.
Plum up.
It's now 1:16 in the morning. The paramedics have just arrived with police.
So Gav's over there with his two deceased there.
Yeah, okay.
We're just getting details of everyone that's here, so
Yep.
just their names and a short spiel as to what they've
These
seen.
two?
Yes, they haven't been done yet.
Alright, we'll take one of them each, mate.
Cheers.
Awesome. Hey guys, how you going? What we're going to do is just separate both of you and get some quick notes.
Despite all the calls you've heard so far, the officers who are arriving have next to no idea about what's really going on. They show up to find two dead bodies on the ground. Witnesses and bystanders are starting to gather, and they don't know what's waiting for them inside the house.
Have you turned the lights on in the house?
No.
Okay, can you turn the lights on, please?
Okay, I'm standing up. The lights are on. Oh my god, that was such a bad decision.
Lights on?
Oh my god.
You can actually see the mess now, can't you?
Yeah, that was not a good idea. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Okay, I need you to calm down, okay?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of blood, is there?
Yeah, there is blood everywhere.
Okay.
Let me just describe to you what Dean's looking at when he turns the lights on. There's blood on him, and it's splattered on the kitchen cabinet and fridge, no more than a metre or two away from where Candice is lying on the floor. That's Tom's blood, right next to Candice. When police eventually make their way inside, it's through that same glass door. as they're met with a wailing Candice and a bloodied Dean. He stays on the line with 000 until he's put in handcuffs.
Is someone at the door?
Mate, can you get on the ground for me?
Yep,
Is there anyone else?
I'm unlocking the door.
Yep.
Okay.
The home can be best described as a shack or a hut. It's cluttered with dated furniture and the curtains are drawn. The sliding glass door that was forced open goes right into the living room and it's directly next to the kitchen counter. This all happened in very close proximity.
Dean! Hey, Dean!
Hello?
It's the police, mate. Mate, can you get on the ground for me?
Yep,
Is there anyone else?
I'm unlocking the door.
Yep.
Okay.
Hands above your head, mate.
Yep.
Anyone else in the house, mate?
Sorry?
Is there anyone else in the house?
Candice Locke.
Hey?
Locke, she's just over there. The knife is...
Don't move. Don't move.
Yeah, stay still, Dean. Don't move. Do what the police say, okay?
Okay, look.
Dean, I'm going to let you go.
Yep, okay.
Okay, you're with the police. I'll let you go.
Yep, I'm in handcuffs. It's all good.
Okay, thanks, Dean. Bye.
I know where is a knife on the bench here. I'm acting Sergeant Justin Luke of Air Police Station, okay? I think I know you, don't I, Dean? I know your face.
Only in a tiny place like Alva Beach would you hear something like that. The first officer through the doors, recognising the suspect. It's Acting Sergeant Justin Luke. He's so local to the area. His parents lived next door to Dean. They're still there to this day. Justin's been grappling with what happened that night for years, but he's only now speaking out.
I remember asking, where's the suspect? And I'm not sure if I used the word suspect. And then I'm going, where's the injured female? And I remember looking over to the right, seeing Gavin giving someone CPR with QAS officers. And then I started just scanning around. I'm thinking, this looks like a war zone. I remember asking, what's his name? And he said, Dean.
What's his name? Is he dead? Is he definitely dead?
I do remember seeing blood. Not much, but a little bit of blood on the side rail. So I'm assuming something had happened. But I'm calling out to Dean. Because you prefer to be a suspect's friend rather than go in heavy-handed, because you don't know whether they've got a knife waiting for you. And he unlocked the door, and I gave him instructions to lay down and show me his hands.
Don't move. Don't move.
What are you thinking at this point? It doesn't sound like you're going in here thinking Dean's the victim and this is some home invasion. Are you thinking he's the person you need to make sure is taken care of?
I honestly didn't know who had done that out there. And I didn't want to assume that the small person in front of me was the one that had done anything. I just didn't know. And there was a female, Candice, I later found out, in the kitchen floor. I can't remember if she was screaming at the time.
My arm.
Is it just your arm? Okay, I can see it. Yeah. You're not stabbed or nothing? Is there anyone else in the house?
I don't think so.
Please!
When you look at Dean, he's only a small lad. And he did have some blood on him. On the fridge there was a blood splatter stain, and I'm thinking, who else is here, and who else may have done this, and do we have the right people? And I just remember feeling really unsafe in the house, because it's one of those houses that you walk into but everything seemed really dark, and my immediate thought was to make the scene safe. In my footage, you'll see me. I'm looking under the bed for either the offender or suspect, going through trying to make the house as safe as I could by myself.
Okay, we're clear. We're clear.
I just knew two people had potentially been stabbed to death. When you looked at them, they were big guys, both of them. Yeah, so I don't know who was involved. Didn't know who this Candice was.
Where is the knife now? On the what? You got blood all over you, brother.
What was your first impressions of Dean?
As far as I was concerned, he was a suspect. And you know, for me, that's how he was treated. Obviously treated with respect. And I think you can see that in my footage. But I remember thinking, like, what does the police officer do in a potential murder investigation? Like, I've never been first in the house, first to find the offender. I know it's silly because I've had heaps of experience. But I'm thinking, do I wait for the detective to come? Because I don't want to say the wrong thing and potentially cause any issues with a really serious investigation.
Perhaps that paints a bit of a picture of the small town response to the investigation in those early stages. The lead detective is outside, and Justin at this point is the only one with the suspect, and he admits himself he's thinking on the fly. He ends up being the only one at the scene getting specifics from Dean about what transpired. After handcuffing Dean, Justin spends more than an hour and a half with him.
Okay. Now, before I ask you any questions, I must tell you that you have the right to remain silent. This means you do not
I've been on the 000 the whole time. So.
No, have you?
Yeah.
Have you told them what's happened?
They were here through the whole thing.
000? Or?
Yeah, QPS. I've called them 3 times. Yeah.
At times, it becomes quite odd to listen to. Considering what's happened and what's going on around them, the conversation becomes remarkably casual.
Well, you just come out here to go fishing.
Well, yeah, well, that's why there's the boats out there with the tractor and whatnot. Put some crab pots out. Then my mates across the road, so... we put some pots out. Watch the grand final. Good game, yeah.
It's obvious Justin's switching from settling the overwhelmed teenager to trying to glean as much as he can out of Dean about what he did. It's a peculiar insight.
Yeah, no, I used to live out here, next door here, in that house right just there.
Making matters profoundly difficult for Justin is he's also got a distraught and increasingly frustrated Candice to deal with.
What's your name, ma'am? Candice. Okay, Candice. The ambulance will be in a minute, okay?
Promise?
Yes.
I said that fucking half an hour ago.
Yeah, there's just other people a little bit more hurt than you.
Okay, but I don't want to say.
Yeah.
Now, in her defence, she's been lying there for almost 2 hours, with what she later learned was an arm broken in 3 places.
It's alright,
It's fucking painful. I don't understand what I was helping.
Candice, they know you need help.
And while his colleagues are outside speaking with Louis, it's actually Justin who's the first to hear about the buggy ride, the catalyst for how this night went so devastatingly awry.
How did you get the dislocated shoulder, Candice?
My arm's stuck. I was some guy with a buggy. He pushed me out and he told me to stay down. And I fucking stayed there. And then I ran over to this lovely guy's house. So it was weird.
Are they from a house, are they?
I don't fucking know. All I know is they were Louis and Corey.
Yeah, there was 2.
Yeah.
Wait, are those dickheads gone?
They're not here. They're not in the house.
They're not here?
They're not in the house. There's police everywhere.
Good.
Isn't that fascinating? The fact Candice just called them both dickheads suggests she not only didn't realise they'd been killed, but also that one of them was the man she was seeing, Tom. Like I pointed out earlier, she's right next to Tom's blood on the fridge. He'd been just metres from her. We've also heard Louis say Tom was calling out for Candice.
There's a lady on the ground with dislocated.
Paramedics eventually do attend to Candice. And when they do, she's in a pretty bad way. She's dizzy, she's dazed. And on the police body cam, you can see she slumps into a chair before they eventually help her to her feet and effectively carry her to the back of an ambulance.
Come on, Candice, it's all dizzy.
Come on.
Let's just go in.
Yeah, you okay, Candice, one last push and then you'll feel a lot better. Up you go. Out you go.
Oh! Keep holding my hand.
With Candice out of the house, this is where police start running through their protocols. Another officer has joined Justin to start photographing the scene and Dean.
All right, can I just grab a photo of you first? Can I just get you to turn around? Yep. What I might get you to do is just put both hands out like this. You just point them down a little bit.
I've seen those photographs. There's absolutely no doubt Dean's been banged up. He's got cuts and bruises to his face, arms and hands. He's got a swollen lip, and the front pocket of his shirt's been ripped off. There's blood all over him, but the vast majority is not his.
Okay, no worries. We're coming out. So don't panic about anything you might see out here, okay? Okay, come on, mate.
So here we have Dean in a blue forensic suit, cuffed, and finally being walked to a police car, past Tom and Corey's bodies on the ground, covered by white tarps. It seems like Dean doesn't notice that, or at least he doesn't acknowledge it, as he's put into the front passenger seat of Justin's patrol car.
Take a seat in the front of my vehicle, eh? All right.
It is 4:41 on 1st of October 2018. G'day Candice. Oh, hey. A better day today?
Yeah, look at her.
Yeah. Alright, well we're not going to take up too much time because as you know you're going up to the...
This next bit is probably for me the most baffling part of what went down. I still don't get it. As Dean's driven to Air Police Station, Candice ends up at the Air Hospital, where another officer's having a surprisingly confronting conversation with her.
Alright, obviously there's been a fairly big incident that's happened yesterday and this morning. So just as much detail as you can, just I know we're...
It's okay. Me and this guy...
Candice here recounts all the events that led to her ending up in Dean's house. All the detail you've already heard. Her and Tom meeting Corey and Louie at the beach, the NRL Grand Final party, the fight with Tom, and then the buggy ride.
Tom and I had an argument. I'm not really sure what about, and he left. So
sorry, Tom left.
Yeah, he left.
Where'd you watch the footage?
You can sense the penny dropping for the cop, that she's talking to him as if she thinks Tom is still alive. Louie insists Tom was calling out to her from outside Dean's sliding door. But even that aside, as we just said, Tom's blood ended up being right next to where Candice was lying on the ground. Despite that, it's at this moment the officer has to break the news to her that Tom was not only inside that house, but that he'd been killed.
Wow. So as I said, Ken, you know, the terrible incidents happened tonight.
Yeah.
Tom's passed away.
Was?
Yeah.
Was? What happened? What do you mean?
Well,
was he there?
Tom Davy.
Was he there? Was he there?
Tom.
Yeah.
Tommy and Davy.
Thomas Davy?
Yeah. D-O-V-Y.
Yeah. I don't understand.
We've just been here for the last couple of hours and we're trying to work everything out, but there's...
What, was he there? What happened? I don't... He left. Like, what? How was he there?
Unbelievable. It's stuff like this from Candice that makes it so hard to get to the bottom of what really happened and what led to the deadly escalation. Was Louie Bengoa lying about Tom calling out to Candice? Or did Candice just think he was someone else? Did Tom get as close to her as his blood splatter suggests? You'd hope those answers would be uncovered by police, let alone an inquest years later. But throughout, and to this day, Candice and Louis either change their stories or their memories are far too fuzzy, while Dean's version was never even tested in a courtroom. We'll get to all of that in this head-scratching investigation.
We need to get a hold of Tom's family.
Okay. Oh my God.
Okay, well, it's Tuesday, 8th of April at the Ville Resort in Townsville, not far really from where this awful ordeal happened for the Davies and the Christensen families. We're about to speak to Thomas Davies' parents. That's Neil and Heather. It's been a long fight for them. They've been through a lot, desperate just to change the narrative really around who their son is. It's the first time they've been sort of back to this general area of the state since it all happened, so they are very nervous. It's been a lot of years of wait for them to really tell their story and share their story and explain who Tom really was and the discrepancies they feel have happened in this case. They thought they were going to get those answers at an inquest, but for us as media and the families as well, they were pretty taken aback with how the inquest was run and what happened up here. It's complicated. It's not a simple thing that happened, and that's really what these families are trying to finally get across after so many years. Hello, guys. How you going? You alright? How you feeling?
Hi, sir. How you going?
Good to see you.
Hi.
How you going? Heather, you alright?
Yeah, okay.
Feeling alright?
Yeah.
Weird feeling being back?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, not good.
All cameras rolling.
Rolling this in. Neil, Heather, master, take one.
Well, Heather Neil, it's been, 6.5 years where Tom's been a photo next to a bunch of headlines. Do you think people really understand who your boy was?
No.
I would say not, no.
Who was Tom, really?
Very loving boy. We're very close, like the whole family. Grew up to be an outdoors kid, and full of energy, full of life. As he got older, he was just a powerhouse for living. He loved the ocean. He loved fishing.
When he was 11, 12, he worked at the local cafe and saved up money because he wanted to buy a tinny. We went with him, picked out his tinny, and after that he was just on the water or in the water the whole time. He loved fishing, was generous with it, like he'd drop some off to our neighbours next door. Used to take fish down to the lady at the bakery that made him coffee each morning on his way to work. Drop fish off to her. So that he was outdoors, loved camping, fishing, family time.
Was Tom a good man? Were you proud of your son?
Extremely.
Absolutely.
His honesty, his caring nature, his generosity, and just the love that he had for his family.
So, take me back, October 2018. When did you get word that something horrible had happened to Tom?
The police came round to me in the morning. I was making a cup of coffee at my workshop where I work at Tea Gardens. And the police came in and told me that Tom had been murdered.
That must just be one of the most awful experiences a parent can ever.
Absolutely. Yeah,
I don't know how to describe it.
So in that moment, you're thinking Tom has been murdered in North Queensland?
Yeah. We knew nothing else.
As a family, what did you start learning in those early days or early hours about what happened to Tom at Alva Beach?
We knew nothing until we flew first flight up to Townsville, hired a car, went straight out to air and saw Detective Gavin Neal. We went into his office, all of us, and we said, what's happened? And he said, well, they broke into a house. It was self-defence.
So in that moment, you've gone from in New South Wales being told your son's been murdered, to then being told in Queensland that he's broken into someone's house.
And that is absolutely would be the most foreign thing that Tom would ever do.
The heartbreak and confusion still felt by the Davy and Christensen families aren't the only reasons for caring about this case. You've just listened to an hour and a half of madness, everything that happened that night. So before I end this episode, it's time to explain how we'll pick it apart and, more importantly, why. It's so much to take in. Let's go over the series of events. So, Tom goes to Alva Beach with his new girlfriend Candice. They meet, only by chance, Corey and his mate Louis on the beach. During a party, Candice gets drunk and fights with Tom. Then he leaves. She goes on a buggy with Louis. She's either pushed off or falls off doing a Titanic pose, and then, injured and in hysterics, runs to Dean's house, a random teenager, for protection. Louis, with Corey, finds Tom to go get Candice. Regardless, none of that should end in people dying. So how on earth did it get to the point where you've got a teenager, Dean, who's never been in trouble before in his life, getting so scared he thinks he needs to arm himself to protect him and Candice? While on the other side of the door, you have two unarmed, loved family men, Corey and Tom, seemingly thinking they're the ones there to help Candice. That's what I'll try to get to the bottom of in this podcast. And as you join me, I want you to keep key questions and discrepancies in mind, which the frustrated families believe haven't been given the attention they deserve. Was Candice pushed off the buggy, or did she fall? What did Louis tell Tom, and Corey for that matter, that made them feel like they just had to get Candice out of there? Were they threatening Dean from outside his house? And if so, who was actually yelling out? How did Candice never realise Tom was at the house? Who actually went inside Dean's home? Who attacked first? And where exactly were Corey and Tom killed? And finally, does any of that change Dean's case of self-defence? The families feel let down by the legal system. So this is the opportunity for them to finally get their say.
Like I said, Corey was a family man. He thought the world of those three boys and Jay. And I mean to say, he had them in every sport. He'd have them boys out in the spare block. They'd either be playing cricket, football or soccer. That's what makes it hard now.
This is David Christensen, Corey's dad. He's rarely spoken publicly about his son, and you can appreciate why. He and his family are still broken. Corey's left behind his wife Jay and 3 young boys. So David's left with the brutal task of teaching his grandkids about the son he knew, not the one that's been written about. Let's talk about your boy. What really gets me, considering everything that I've read and listened to, I've actually never heard Corey's voice. I've never seen video of Corey. It's just photos, but I feel like even I now know so much about him, but not enough. I mean, can you just explain to me who your boy was?
Well, he adored those 3 boys and Jay, because they just lived across the road from where we are. And he just adored them 3 boys. That was his whole life, was them 3 boys and Jay. And even his workmates. Jay got a phone call from where he worked at a big refinery in Townsville at Sun's Metal. Invited us to come up there for the day. And what they did for those boys was unbelievable. They dressed them in all new work pants, work boots, shirts with their names on it, hard hats with their names on it. and took them through that whole refinery where Corey worked. That was hard. But that's what his workmates and Sun Metals Refinery thought of that man. He was so lovable. That's why he got on with everybody. Everybody in the town just, how did this ever happen? How did this ever happen? Yep. But that's the type of man Corey was. Help anybody. That's actually how we met Tom on the beach. Pulled up and asked him, was he catching any fish and did he want some bait? And they sat together and that's how they got on. They headed off. Two good blokes, mate. Two good, genuine people.
The emotion from both David Christensen and Tom's parents, Neil and Heather, is strikingly and heartbreakingly similar. They're still so distraught, so upset. It's as if their boys died yesterday.
Every time I look at anything, his face comes up. Or any time we're talking with my mates, his name comes up. Yeah. Just so hard.
In episode 3 of Alva Beach, Death at the Door, inside the controversial police probe.
We hadn't considered blood on the fridge, we hadn't considered the blood outside on the door. There are so many things that I think as police should have been considered before any decisions were made.
Dean Webber's jaw-dropping interview.
Did I stab him? Sorry? Did I stab him?
The holes in Dean's story and the investigation that 7 years on still can't be explained.
If you listen to what I had to say, it's very clear that I didn't believe it. There's just so many unknowns. I was just, to be honest, in shock that we could actually tell people that without considering all the forensics and all the evidence.
Because he's saying that they came through the door and attacked him, you know, and it's just not supported by the DNA.
Alva Beach, Death at the Door is a 9 podcasts and 60 minutes production. Written and presented by me, Adam Hegarty. The producer is Jess Lodge. Editing and sound design by Maddie White.